While the boss went to shower, the woman quickly took off her brooch and then pulled out a condom from the drawer and decisively poked a hole in it, because only if the boss put it in would her husband love her more. It turns out that just a day earlier, her husband, who is infertile, asked her to spend a night with the company president so he could secure the regional manager position at the airline. He specifically asked her to secretly remove contraception when the president wasn't paying attention. Everyone knew the company president loved raw tobacco and was extremely aggressive in bed. No one could last 5 minutes. Ultimately, not wanting to disappoint her husband, the woman went to the president's private suite. The president didn't say much to her. He simply hugged her onto the bed as soon as she took off her clothes. The next morning, the woman thought everything was over, but unexpectedly, the president's assistant stopped her and handed her last night's reward, along with the official uniform of the president's personal assistant. At that moment, the woman was stunned. Her husband never told her she would be working as an assistant. It was only then that she learned from the assistant that everything last night had been a test, and only if the president was satisfied could they move forward with cooperation. Her husband knew about it the entire time. Shocked and in disbelief, the woman called her husband, telling him that she wants to return to him, but he told her to accompany the president as his secretary. It was only then that she realized she had been completely exploited by her husband. Her husband explained that she needed to stay with the president for a few more days, and once he secured the regional manager position, she could come back to him. He also promised to pay off all of her family's debts once this was done. Realizing she had no choice, the woman reluctantly agreed. But that night, after they finished again, the president asked her to get divorced soon, saying her married status makes it inconvenient to accompany him to hotels too often. The woman replied that being his assistant was just for a few days, and that her husband truly loved her, so she could never divorce. The president laughed sarcastically. If her husband truly loved her, how could he possibly send her to another man's bed? Without further argument, the president left and told her to go home early the next day. But as soon as he left the hotel, he called his secretary to prepare the divorce papers in advance. Sure enough, when the woman returned home exhausted, her husband only cared whether he had secured the regional manager job and whether she had followed instructions to remove the protection at the key moment. Hearing this, the woman finally broke down. She told him she is his wife, yet he kept sending her to other men. Realizing her emotional state was unstable, the man quickly knelt down, slapped himself repeatedly, and begged for forgiveness, knowing she couldn't bear to see him like that. As expected, the woman stopped him and said she could try again next time. Just as she was sitting down to eat, the president called again. Not wanting to ruin the president's mood, her husband sent her off to the hotel again, reminding her to complete their agreement if she had the chance. At the suite, the president once again asked if she had made up her mind about the divorce. Before she could answer, he arranged for them to finalize it the next day. The woman responded the same as before, that she couldn't get a divorce because she believed her husband truly loved and valued her. Seeing her so stubborn, the president got angry. To make her give up, he told her to call her husband immediately to come pick her up. The woman confidently picked up the phone and called her husband. The president then accompanied her downstairs to wait for him. Noticing the woman rubbing her arms repeatedly, the president realized she was cold. He wanted to take off his jacket for her, but she immediately stopped him and said she was fine. He still put her hands in his pocket to keep them warm. The woman looked visibly nervous and told the president that being seen in public like this would hurt the company's image. But the president saw through it. She wasn't worried about public perception. She was afraid of being seen by her husband, so he refused to let go of her hand.